सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। योऽन्तःप्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां सुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। What verse we have to do? 20? Right. Before that, I wanted to just a sample how you should do manana. Because we are simply taking verse after verse, or no connection also, no looking back anywhere also. That is not the way to. This is a manana grantha. You understand? Manana means what? You have to also think for yourself. Not that the teacher said something. And when you know only that particular verse that I am taking today, means you have no connection at all with the previous. So, how we do mananam in such manana granthas, it is not a shravana grantha. Shravana grantha means it is correct. You go step, verse by verse and you understand the meaning. But cross connections we will not get. And then it won't become mananam. So here Gaudapada has done mananam very beautifully, which we should see from the 11th to the 23rd Karika is Karya Karana Pravaha. He is taking up the topic for discussion, Karya Karana, the flow of Karya Karana, the chain of Karya Karana. And 11th to 23rd Karika. 23rd we have not reached. But 11th and onwards, it is to be contemplated, to be, manana must be done. The anirvajaniyata of the Drishya Prapancha and the ajadi of the Advaita Satya will be clear if you do such manana. Otherwise, the totality is lost. You understand what I am trying to say? I was doing mananam and I just wrote it down for your sake and thought I will read it to you. So, there is this is Sankhya Darshana Nisheda. Sankhya's are the ones who are saying it is all Karya Karanam, and that Nishedham is taken up for, wait a minute, because I never thought of sharing it with you, but now I thought, and here and there I have written. From the, 13th, 23rd, no? 11th to 23rd. 11th. So in the 11th verse, the Vaisheshikas are fighting with the Sankhyas. They say to reject the standpoint of the Sankhya. Sankhya scientifically says a non-existent thing cannot be produced. That we have seen, non-existent. I am not going to explain it, but in that order in which you have learned, I am just repeating. The order in which no new matter is created, nothing is newly born. If it is already born, it cannot be again born. For example, I cannot say, now I am going to be born. It will be ridiculous. Is it not? I am already born. And if I say I am going to be born in the next moment, that is stupid. So, what is already born cannot be born again. What is born already, what is unborn or what does not have any existence at all, it cannot be also, I'm sorry. It also cannot be, it need not be born. One need not be born because it is already born. One cannot be born because it is not there at all. Is it clear? One need not be born and one cannot be born. So that was said there in the 11th verse, and he says here from there then onwards, 11th to Satya will be, there is according to the Sankhyan philosophy, there is a Mula Karana for this Drishya Prapancham. All this I have explained yesterday, I am only putting it together. Drishya Prapancham has got a Mula Karanam which they call Pradhana. Pradhana means Mula Prakriti, Avyakta Prakriti, or the first, what happened, Brahman in the Srishti Prakaranam, Brahman became Mula Prakriti, or Brahman manifested as the Mula Prakriti. And he, in the Narayaniyam and other texts, they say he activated the Prakriti. Not that he is born and all. Activated. And then Prakriti created this Prapancham. That is the Sankhyan stand about creation. What is there is a Mula Karanam for this Drishya Prapancham is accepted by all the thinkers, whether they are Dvaitins or Advaitin. There must be if you are seeing something, there must be a Karana. Only thing you have to prove is that what I am seeing is Mithya. You understand? If you have Karya Nishedham is there, then there will be Karana Nishedham also. Because for this world, there cannot be a Karana. But usually, for every Karyam, there is a Karana. Mula Karanam is there. So he says here, there are two questions which we have to answer. What is the Swarupa of that Adi Karanam? The Swarupa of the Karanam, and how the Prapancha is the Karya. These two things, the Sankhyans differently answer. not like the Vedantin. These two questions are addressed here. Sankhyan's posit that the Pradhana is the Mula Karana of the world we see. And what do they say is the nature of Pradhana? It's Ajam, Nityam and Swatantram. Swatantram means it doesn't depend on anything for its activity. So Swatantram, free to do what it wants to. All the drishyams are born out of it and dissolves in it. Sankhyan philosophy is this. All this world of plurality is born out of Pradhana, and in Pralayam it will go back to it. If it is Nityam, how can it appear? Now the question comes, if it is a Nitya Vastu, how can it modify itself to become the... You understand? In the Jagat, it cannot become the Jagat. If it is Nityam, then there is no change in it. But when we say there is Karyam from it, there is change. So the changeless has become change. This is the dosham in their philosophy. The changeless has acquired change and has become this world. So that is questioned by the Vedantin. How can you are saying it is Nityam Ajam. Then why do you say it also has become the world? Then there is modification. Modification means the changeless have become changing, which is not acceptable. See, that is how Vada is. When you do all the verses together and start doing only, you get the crux of the argument. Otherwise you don't. Verse by verse if you go, you never get the heat of that argument. And he says, all the drishyams are born out of it and dissolves in it. If it is Nityam, how can this happen? How can it appear and modify itself into many? And not only it changes into the world, but that world is multiple. Nanatvam is there. One cannot become many if that one is Nityam. And one is Niravayavam, which we have seen. Not parts is not there in that one. In that Brahman there is no Avayavam, means there are no parts, and whole it is Purnam. So that Purna Vastu, Paripurna Brahman cannot become little pieces and the world of objects. This change, what Sankhyans posit, we cannot accept. How can it appear and modify itself into many, and hence it is Savayavam, and when you say something is Avayavam, it has got parts and whole relationship, it is perishable. When we say Savayavam, one of the Surupa of the Atman is what? Niravayavatvat. We have all those words, Satyatva. It is the 3 periods of time, it is Satyavastu, it is ever there, eternality is there, and it is not part but whole. Akhandam. When you say Akhanda, Ananda, Avabodha, Atma, you must understand it has no change in it. It can never ever become the world. It can never give birth to the world. It is only, if at all you are seeing a world, hence it is only appearance. What do you call appearance? Vivartam. Have you understood this? And cannot become there, it is questionable. Born out and dissolves in it. If it is Nityam, how can it appear and modify itself into many? Modifying itself into many is called Parinamam. This Parinama Vadam and Karyakarana Vadam both are negated by these verses from 11 to 23rd. And Savayavam and hence Nashyam. Because if you say Brahman is, or even Pradhana, they are equating Brahman with Pradhana. They say that Mula Prakriti is also like Brahman only. All the Visheshas, not Vishesha, all the Swarupa of Brahman is also given to the Mula Prakriti. And then they say Mula Prakriti is they brought in some third entity in it. And say that is responsible for this appearance of the whole world. Its karanatvam is questionable. So also its ajatvam. So we cannot say it is unborn. Unborn cannot give birth to anything. That is true, Your unborn son has recently got a child. If you say it is ridiculous. Unborn, which child? Unborn son. The unborn cannot have any children like that. So also the unborn, ajam, that ajatvam is questionable. So also it's ajatvam. That which is nitya and aja has to be akhandam and cannot become many. Parinamam cannot be there. Thus you prove. It is nityam, it is ajam, it is immutable, changeless. All you are saying your Pradhana has all these qualities, but it is unborn, but it is born as the world. It is the karyam. If you say like that, that is where he gives the example of the hen. The hen which is cut into two, and one portion is for cooking and another portion is for laying eggs, will be a ridiculous proposition. Is it not? So also you are saying the ajam, unborn, has given birth to the world. They cannot. It is not it's not possible. It's not a logical statement. See, why you are feeling so, this thing about all these things is, we have never been logical thinkers in our life. We are thinking as we like, is it not? Whatever I think is right, that type of attitude. All of us have. Those who have developed this type of logical thinking only, their intellect only will be able to go become sukshmam. Why tarka and all are necessary is only for that. Not to prove a point, but to, with that the intellect becomes very sharp. Vedanta needs a very sharp intellect. And that is what is intended by these verses. And 11th verse says, Karanam itself is born as karyam. How can that which gives birth to a drishya prapancham itself be ajadi? That which is divided into many is savayavam. How can it be nityam? What satyam? Satyam has to be, the world, the karanam that we have has to be satyam, has to be ajam, has to be nirvikaram and achanchalam. All these are said in the Shruti. That this Atman, the self, is ajam, satyam, nityam. Satyam means truth, which cannot be questioned. Then nityam, it has no birth and death. Hence nityam, at all times it is there. It is the only eternal existence. Nirvikaram and achanchalam. Nirvikaram means it cannot modify itself into a world. Achanchalam, it cannot even move. But some other Dvaidins say when the movement happens in the Paramatma, you see the world. Chanchalatvad. Is it not? And is chanchalam allowed in the Brahman? No. Don't get frightened or This is how you must go about thinking. I just wanted to tell you, merely reading those notes or merely reading the text is not enough. This has to be used also. For that, you also must start, when you go home and start studying this all over again, you must start in this way. Take topic by topic, divide it into topics, not verses, and say, let us say from 20th verse to 28th verse, this is the topic. Then you read all the verses together and then and make your own commentary. Doesn't matter, you're not going to publish it or anything. Just make your own commentary, and then what will happen? It becomes very clear. Why we find it difficult to teach you is because it is not a Shravana Grantham. That is why it is difficult to teach. Manana Grantham, you must also be doing Manana. But now we are short of time here. When you are really studying it, you must do Mananam by dividing it into topics. Is that clear? So this is the Karyakarana Pravaha topic. And this cause-effect chain is beginningless. And somewhere they say Prapancham be ajadi, that which is divine. And now he says Karanam itself is born as Karyam. How can that which gives birth to a Drishya Prapancham itself be ajadi? How can you say it itself is unborn? That which is divided into many is Savayavam. How can it be Nityam? And Paramasatyam has to be Ajam, Nityam, Nirvikaram and Ajanjalam. And all these, where did you get all these words? From the Shrudis. I didn't create it. Is that clear? Shruti has said. So then, if all these are affected by the stand the Sankhyanas have taken, it can be only a Mithya Darshanam, not a Satya Darshanam. They are establishing the Mithyatvam of the standpoint of the Dvaidins is what we have done from 11th to 23rd Karika. We have finished that. That's why I thought I will just for the heck of it, I thought I must read it to them. What I have been doing myself, I wanted to read it with you. And then someone else says, this cause-effect chain is beginningless, anadi. It is anadi. This also is full of logical fallacies. Because if once you say it is anadi, then it's not at all but. Anadi. From time immemorial it is not there. And that which is not there, how can it ever give birth to anything? So anaditvam is also questioned. We don't accept it. He says it is only a provisional theory. So the Sankhyan theory and the Gaudapada 13, 11, 12th. In the 12th verse, the second line is a repetition of the fallacy in the previous verse. And Karya is Ananya from Karana. You can't say. Karya and Karana have got Ananyatvam, meaning by that what? Whatever is there in it must be there in here also, which is not the case. That yesterday I have talked to you. It is all bliss and nityam, and it does not, it has no birth and death. This has everything. Ananyatvam is also negated. There is no ananyatvam. They are of opposite, viruddha swabhava. The world and Brahman are viruddha swabhava, opposed to each other. So how can it be? We don't accept it, he says. And in the 13th verse, if we take Karana as Nitya, Karya as Anitya, then Prakriti is the Mula Karanam, etc., what they say. And that Prakriti itself is Anadi, they say. On the top of it, they say Prakriti itself is Anadi. Anadi, Karana Anadi and Karya Anadi both are dismissed by Gaudabada. There cannot be Anadi. Our experience says that any Karanam is not Anadi. Why? Because it is there, then it is there. If it is becoming Anadi, you are saying, and then you say it has given birth to this. How can that? Which is never born. Its existence itself threatened there. Anadi, if you say. Okay. Jiva is also an Anadi, huh? When did Jiva get born? Anadi. Anadi is to say, it's not really there. So when you say Karana is Anadi, it is not there. Mula Karanam is not there. Karanam is not. So hence, our experience is that Karanam is not Anadi. The seed is a cause, but the tree is the effect. When it is not Anadi only, there is effect. Tree is the seed is the up till there we came. Seed is the Karanam, but another fallacy comes, that seed which has become the effect, that effect also is a Karana. Yesterday I told you about it. That seed will give birth to more seeds, more trees. And more trees will give birth to more and more trees. It is a pravaham. Karya Karana pravaham. We cannot accept that logically. They say, how can you accept such a silly theory that the one and the same thing is both Karyam and Karanam? Yeah, why it is there? The father and son example. And what other example? 2 horns of a cow. All these by these examples proving Yugapat Srishti also is not possible. How many topics it has taken in this Karyakarana Pravaham? So from 11th to 23rd you read and then dismiss Karyakarana Pravaham. How do you dismiss it? Like this. Have you understood how to do Mananam? I am doing Mananam. How? Not by merely saying, it's not the Karyakarana Pravaham. But what is Karya, what is Karana, what is Pravaha, nothing we understood, and that is not Mananam. Mananam is to think about a subject with understanding and negating by logic. Have you understood? So this book will open up vistas of understanding for you and sharpen your intellect only if you do Mananam on it. Some of the Malayalam books have done it. Our Balakrishna Nayar's book is a Manana Grantham actually. He doesn't take it as verse by verse at all. Topic by topic. If you do that, topic by topic, you deliberate on it, you will get a wider picture and you will be able to think. This requires thinking, otherwise nothing will be there. That thinking is required in the Alada Shanti Prakaranam. Okay, so Anadi Karanam is a logical contradiction, he says. The Sankhyan's postulate, they say Mula Prakriti is Anadi, which is not really accepted. So, Sankhyan system, who is questioning it all? Vaisheshikas, not we. Vaisheshikas are questioning all these because they say that is born out of a Asatkaranam. Asatkarana, Asatkaryavadi is there. Vedanta says, neither from Asat nor from Sat world is born. From the Brahman. That's all. And they give an example also. Vandya Putra is never born either by Maya or in reality. In the same way. So also the world is not born either from a Satkaryam or Asatkaryam. Both the theory. And by thus negating both, the Gaudapada has negated the entire system of Dvaidins. And established, put that banner of Vedanta on Advaita Vedanta Pratipate. It is made clear for the student. So, many vadas will come up in these type of topics, and this type of, what can you say, defeating the opponent by their own logic, not some other logic. Using their own logic, he defeats both of they themselves quarrel among themselves. So the Vaisheshikas tell the Sankhyains, you are not right. And the Sankhyains tell Vaisheshikas, we don't also accept you are. So both. And then Gaudapada is standing like that. And he says, why don't you both accept what is plausible? What is plausible? Nothing is born. Ajada. Nothing is born. That is the truth. Because your arguments cannot establish your system of philosophy. I am telling you, all the wise people and the people who are in that field, who are wise, who are intelligent, they are saying, nothing is born, nothing can be born from Brahman. Its nature does not allow it to be born. So then what is Ajadavadam is thus accepted by Vedantins. And Ajadavadam is really truth because they could not argue, and they argued. Many ways they have argued against Ajadavada, but they could not prove their point because there are logical fallacies in their stand. Okay, now we go back to our lesson. Just go on reading like this. Take any one topic and read and write down notes and all that. That way, if you study, in 1 month also we cannot do all that. Every education system must insist on that, make capacity of the student to think, not by heart. That is not the process of education. And this was done in our Gurukula so beautifully. Now Gurukula, first thing that the British threw off from India is the Gurukula system of education and the Dharmashalas. You know? Dharmashala, why they destroyed? Because so long as these people are helping each other, you can't, they are such a type of people, you cannot control them, you cannot become the lords of them. So they said, you should not help each other, you must always fight with each other. Divide and rule. So, Dharmashala out. Okay. Now we go to the, what is that? 20? And I'm in between and all I'm leaving because I have already taken it. I just took one topic and showed you how to do Mananam on it. Wherever, elsewhere also, maybe if you go backward, you will hear, you will see in Advaita Prakarana matter referring to this. Like that, you have to bring them all together in one place. And then just read once, you will understand so clearly. But if they are scattered in the book here and there, then you can't even refer to it. So that is how people who really want to study study these texts. Manana Granthas there. Continuing, he says, 21. Bija Angura, the fallacy of it we have already seen. Bija and Angura. The seed is the cause and it is not and it is a clear example. It is an ordinary worldly example because it has nothing to do with that. That is what we cannot connect. You understand? Bija, the intermediary result. Intermediary cause. You understand? Now we say clay is the cause of all the parts. Clay is not the absolute cause. What is it? Nimittam. Upadana karanam is material cause. But whatever cause it is not the absolute. You understand? Mrideva Satyam, when you say, in the case of the Chandogya Upanishad, relative Satyam. Why? Because Mrid also has a Karanam. It's a chain. Mrid has a what Karanam? It is one of the Panchamahabhutas. And where from has Panchamahabhutas come? Thus going, we will end up in Brahman. At that time. So it is an intermediary cause. This bija, the worldly cause and effect. In the world, cause and effect theory may be an efficient way of explaining many things in the world. And if the karana is a worldly karana, and the karyam is also, maybe many of the things that they talk about is right. But when karanam is absolute cause, then only these logical fallacies will come. Is it clear? So here he says, Purva para parijnanam ajade paridipakam Jayamanadvivai dharman Kadham purvam na grihyade. After negating, rejecting all the theories of the Dvaidins including and the Sankhyans, is saying, now tell me, you cannot give us the which came first. The Karanam Purva Apara. Purva Apara means in the beginning. What is the first and what is the second? The Kramam, the order, the sequence in which it has appeared. You have not told us. Bija Karanam, Bija, where in a different time it has become a Karanam. Or it has become an effect. And that same effect has now become Karanam. So which came first? The vriksha came first or the seed came first? Same problem as the chicken and egg. And nobody can answer. When did that first seed come? How did it come? Understand? You cannot. So see the foolishness of your stand, says Gaudapada here. You cannot even say which came first. You are positing a creation, and then you say which of them came first. That much at least you have to say. That also you are not able to say. So how can we take your theory? What he says here, Gaudapada insists in this Karika that we cannot accept your proposition of cause and effect because of the seed sprout illustration, which is not finally proved, because nobody found out which came first. It is still to be understood. What an example you have given. We don't know in the Bija, Angura example which came first. So he says, Purva Apara Parijnanam Ajade Paridib. Because you are not able to say what creation started with what does it prove? Nothing was created. Again he says, Paridibade, Ajadam Paridibade. Puts a beam of light on Ajadavadam. You are only illumining Ajadavadam. Because you are not able to explain. In both cases it is that he said there, Sadhya Sama. Sadhyam is to be attained. It has to be proved. And you have not proved it. And you do not know which came first. So, Ajade Padidipakam puts a beam of light on Ajadava. Do not have a clear knowledge of what came former in the beginning and what came next. That order. What is it? Kopa? Kopa something. Kramakopa. I'm sorry. Kramakopa. About that you don't know anything. You just say something as you please. And do you think we are all fools to accept it? Like that Gaudapada is getting heated up against the Dvaitis. Seed sprouts illustration is no illustration at all so far as we are concerned. GP asks PP like that. You cannot even a clear knowledge of in your creation what came first. That's all one simple question which also you cannot answer. Which came first means whether the bija came or the vriksha came. And you can't answer. If you can't answer, then you are defeated, no? So what will prove? My stand is clear. What? Nothing is born. This is the way Vadam will go on. Very interesting it is. Jayamana dharmat kadam purvanna grihyate. In case if the effect has really been produced from a cause, then why this inability in you to point out definitely the antecedent of the cause? So why don't you say from where this cause came and where this, how this, you are not able to say anything. Whatever we ask, you keep mum. Why? Vadiche, they became weak. that is the reason. Because they were doing so much vada that finally all their arguments have become useless. So now whatever a question is asked, they are not even answering. Oh yeah, poor. If the I'll see here, 21st verse. And here it is like the karma shariram and the karmas lead to shariram. Whether the karmas came first or shariram came first. We always ask this question, many students ask this question. Who created this karma phalas? First karma bala, how did you get? Or did God create a sharira and put some karma bala in it? How did he has not worked in the world at all. How can he have karma bala? First man, Adam. So karma shariram, Bijanguram, Hedu Bhalam, all these are almost identical topics. So, Hedu, in all these, it is difficult to find out which is the cause and which is the effect. So then, and that Hedu Bhala Avesha is called samsara. We don't, Anyatra Dharmad, Anyatra Krudad. That is how we explain Atman. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat, anyatra punya, anyatra kridat. Other than what is done and what is not done also. And purva apara parijnanam is not there at all in you. And your arguments are all falling flat. O Purvapakshe, why can't you clearly see that there is no origination? Why don't you see? We are telling you that there is no jananam at all. And that will solve all this problem. Nobody will ask us then what is born first, what is not born. No question will be asked. From my standpoint of view, Gaudapada says, nothing is born, nothing can be born from the infinite. And that is the truth. Uttamam Satyam. Where in Advaita Prakarana, he said last verse is that this is the Uttamam Satyam. This is the real truth. That nothing is born and nothing can be born. Read all the verses which talks about Ajata. Like that you take a topic and do research on that topic. So there are so many topics, so many Dvaita Darshanam, all the three Darshanas, Sankhyan, Vaisheshikas, Naiyayikas, Bauddha Darshanam. Like that, anything which interests you can take and say what Mandukya says about it. And make your own notes and all. Very interesting it will become. So this, which is first, there is no origination. That is why you are not able to say which is first and which is second. Continuing, he says, Soto va parado vapi nakinjid vastu jayate sadasad vapi nakinjid vastu jayate Soto va. I cannot be born from myself. Or then is it born from something else? Not born from something else also. Then what is the truth? You cannot be born from yourself. You cannot be born from sotaha. Sotaha means from oneself. So from oneself one is not born. That is true. So it should be born. You should have been born from something else. Paradova. I am born from my father and mother. What are you talking? You may ask. Is it not? What type of not that your body is not born, we are not saying that. But you means? You means what? When Vedanta is talking to you means your consciousness, the consciousness in you. Is it born or unborn? Huh? That is what he says here. From you, it is not born. From something else, it is not born. It is not at all born. In other words, the real you is not born. Vajarambhanam vikaro namatheya. Ekachandogya Upanishad says everything is only a name. Your birth also is only a name. When he says you, he is only thinking the real you, the Atman, the self. Is it not? The Atman in you, which is the only reality in you. All other things are unreal or not. Your body is going to perish, changing, perishing. The body, the mind, the intellect, the ego, everything will perish one day. Even the ego will perish. But if it perishes while you are living, then only the Atman is there. You have become a Jivan Mukta. Perishes means what? Not a physical perishing. Again, You must understand it as it is. Not a physically dying. Jivan Mukti means while alive. While alive, I have dismissed the body, mind and intellect and all these world of OET from my syllabus. Out of syllabus. Then what is in syllabus? Only that. How can you live in this world? How do you do all the Vyavaharika things? Elsewhere in the Jivan Mukti Lahari, Jivan Mukti Viveka, such books, they say, like in a dream you will be doing everything as before. But with the knowledge, I am not doing. Okay? Kartrutva bhava, bhoktrutva bhava, everything gone. That is Jivan Mukti state. If we don't know it, that is not. The waker will never, the dreamer will be never known by anybody else. And the waker will never be understood by us as long as we have not awakened to our true nature, which is Atman. So that is what he means here. We see a Swadova, Paradova, Vabi, Nakinjid Vastu Jayate. Nothing is ever born, either by itself or of another or of both. Or of both is impossible. How can you be born not from you or from anything else also? That is, nothing is ever born, whether it's being or non-being or both being and non-being. That both is impossible. Pot is not born out of itself. Pot is not born out of clay also. Pot is not born out of clay. Namam is born. Is it not? Vajarambhanam. When abhidhanam is given to it. But what in reality, what it is? I mean, taking the smaller example, not the higher. Taking the smaller example, there is clay, now pot is made. Okay? Now you say, from this clay, the pot is born. Pot is not another entity. It is nothing but clay. And you have given some shape and form to it and call it pot. Your name is pot. You understand? Pot is a Vajarambhanam. And what is the truth of every pot that is made in this world? Clay is the Satyam of all pots. Similarly, when the baby is born, it has no name. And for nearly 20, in our Kerala, 28 days, other places I don't know when, 6 months sometimes, no name. But do you mean to say the baby is not there? Baby is there. It has no name. Now you put a name. But Satyakama. Nice name, Satyakama. Satyakama name we kept. Satyakama is only the name. This body of his is not Satyakama, or that which enlivens that body is not Satyakama. It has no name. Namarupa vivarjidam. Angane. Mananam should be like that. Go deeper into each and every experience and you see only Brahman is remaining. Nothing is born, he says. Even the simple objects in the creation does not have origination. Why? Because Ghadat Ghadana Jayade or Ghadat Ghadan na Jayade. Both are correct only. Ghadam Padat Ghatapatat na Ghata Utpatti. Ghatapat, that is Ghadabud. Ghatapatat Ghadabud. Okay? Chintyam. You have to Such things should be thought over again and again. When you say a thing is born, what is born? Find out that. Now the baby got a name. Afterwards he will become some Mr. So-and-so, something. Anyway, nowadays, a day will come and we will say, nowadays we say Mrs. whoever. Krishnan Kutti. And if he takes to sannyas like we do, 3 times they changed my name. Now I have forgotten what name I had previously. So, name is not you. Vajarambhanam vikaro nama. It is a modification. Nama rubas are modification. In what? In that changeless. So nothing is born. Then we got a body, but that body comes and body goes. But Atman stays there only. Doesn't go anywhere. Nishchalam. You mean to say in another janma we won't have this Atma? Such questions they will ask. In another janma I will get a brand new tailor-made Atma? No. Atma is only one. Sadasat means both together. Sat means that which exists. Asat means that does not exist. Sadasat means that exists not in them. Sadasat vibhinnam. This has come so many times in the Gita also. Neither what you can see as existing and that which does not exist also I know. I don't know that. I know I exist, I know. I also know what things are not here, for example. What does not exist here also, I know. What exists here also, I know. But I am Sadasat. Vikaro Namadheyam. We see mere names. They are only mere names. What is your name? Is only mere shabdas. Mere words. Not because Gurudev is very clear. You can see the confidence with which he talks in the very confident. So it is not. All our books are written only in the Yajnashala, which of course he had gone through again. But even then, when you go through also, when you do proofreading also, so many mistakes will creep in. Printer's devil we call it. Actually our devil only, not printer's devil. Well, it happens. Like that bookmaking that is the problem. So whenever I find it is not giving me the right meaning or funny meaning, I always remember that this is not written by Gurudev himself. Gurudev was talking, and when I am talking, lot of other things also will creep in. And if you now when you are hearing my tape, you will see you cannot hold on the same idea all the time. You will get into some other topic in between. That is those are all there in any pravachan. And Gurudev didn't have time. There are few books which he wrote himself, like Saumyakashisha Stotram, Dakshinamurti Stotram, Bhajagovindam. All these are written by Gurudev himself. But all others are written by devotees. Written means they transcribed it. And in those days, the computer is not become so powerful. So they had to write it with in shorthand, and then produce the book. Many mistakes would have come. Now we are rectifying all that because we are going through the book and redoing the whole thing. Okay, now we will do after we come back. Is it clear? Saddha Asad means being in other words, non-existent, or both. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva